Morning to you. It's Thursday, the 20th of September 2018. Welcome to the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire and this morning's United Kingdom talk after a very, very windy day yesterday. How windy was that? God! Unbelievable! I'm lucky to still be here. Some poor woman in Ireland isn't. No! She got blown off she was in a caravan as well, on top of a mountain somewhere, or, a big hill type thing, got blown into the sea, dead. Awful. It's in all the papers this morning. A woman in her 50s, has died after her caravan, with her inside, was blown off a cliff edge in West Ireland. Now, fortunately, what a way to go. Fortunately, I'm not on a cliff edge here, but that doesn't mean the caravan could be blown away, do you? Do you know what my mate said to me last night on the phone? He said, you want to be careful, you want to be careful in a caravan in the wind like that, because, houses or caravans could tend to drop down on witches, like in The Wizard of Oz. And I said, what makes you think I'm a witch? And he didn't say anything. Rude. This poor lady, look. Police and the emergency service were in County Galway, 7:45 yesterday morning, but were unable to save the woman who was reportedly a tourist from Switzerland. And there's an actual picture. You don't see her. I would never show you that anyway, because I think that's disrespectful, showing dead people, don't you, to them. Don't you think so? But can you see that? Yeah, you're just about to see that. That's in this morning's Daily Mail. There's the caravan in the sea. Look at it. Blimey. I mean, I've got a river here. That could be just as bad, couldn't it? A river. Well, good morning to you. Who's early this morning? Let's say hello to the early birds this morning. Morning to Evan. Morning, Evan. Down there in Cornwall. I don't think you had the wind as bad down there as we did here yesterday. But good morning to you. Diane Jebb's there. Morning, Diane. We have to say good morning to Suid. I think I say a Suid. I think that's how you say it. Good morning, Suid. To Sean Michael Crabtree, good morning to you, who says it's a beautiful day. Well, I'm up in Lincolnshire and we are, let me have just a peer out the window. We've had quite a lot of rain last night, which is, there's nothing better than the sound of rain on a caravan roof, because it's quite loud. Pitter-patter, 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 on the roof, and it wakes you up, and it's lovely. Oh, cozy in bed and lovely, and the rain coming down outside. I love it. Adrian Richardson, good morning to you, sir. Adrian Charles is in sunny Spain. You've got the sun, we've got the clouds this morning. And we had the wind yesterday, yes. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Hi, Ray. Gary Butler says, have you got any chili flakes? I've got to tell you, yesterday I was doing a campfire stew in my slow cooker, which will be shared around today. Unfortunately, my nephew, that's my nephew there, Gary Butler, he's not too keen on the spices, I don't think, so he won't be having any. And but my sister and brother-in-law are going to have some of that a little bit later on, so that's all done. Anyway, I went out last night, which I've got a little video to show you, which we made last night. I went out last night and I'd left the slow cooker, because I do a lot of stuff in the slow cooker. I love it. Oh, the food that you do in slow cooker is wonderful. And I left it on high, and it had already been on high for like about 6 hours. And I left it and it was bubbling, and I forgot to turn it down to low. Now, probably, and I've done it so many times before, it'd probably be all right. It won't boil over, and as long as you haven't boiled it, just sort of bubbles gently at the edges. I think that's called simmer. Now, there's a good word. We like that word, simmer. 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 Try that word now, after the tone. You didn't do it, did you? I said, try the word simmer. Simmer. I like that word. Simmer. Simmer. So it simmers away, and it's usually all right. I was a little bit concerned because it was quite full up. So I asked Gary, I rang him up while I was we were almost in Skegness, and Gary popped round to the caravan and turned it down to low. But he put a little bottle of chili flakes next to it. So I'm concerned that he hasn't put even more chili in there than there already is. But that'd be okay, Gary. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Blow my head off when I eat that. Be lovely. Thank you very much. Yes, lovely. Good morning to Jason. J-Bob. Good morning, Jason. Welcome to the show. You're not a witch, but you could be a warlock. A warlock. I could be a warlock. I would like to be Ursula in The Little Mermaid. That's the sort of witch I'd like to be. Yes. Now, what's that song she sings? Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. That one longs to get the girl, that one wants them to get thinner. Do I help them? Yes, I do. Those poor unfortunate souls. We love a bit of Disney. Oh, I can't wait. Have you seen the trailer to the new Mary Poppins? I wonder if they do Feed the Birds. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Oh, I hope so. I hope they do that particular song. But it's a new story, isn't it? It's not. They haven't remade the old story. And I'm really pleased about that. And Dick Van Dyke's in it. He's actually in the film. He looks very old with a beard, quite a long beard. I don't know what part he's going to play or not, but be very interesting. So I'm really, really looking forward to Mary Poppins, which comes out at the cinemas around Christmas time, or in American terms, at your movie theatre around Christmas. What is it they say? Movie theatre? Coming to movie theatres near you soon. That's what they say in America, doesn't it? Good morning to Tarif. Is it Tarf? Good morning. Ben, good morning, Colin. Hello to Colin. Hello to Mode. We've got some new people today. Mode thinks the programme's boring. Well, turn it off then. Turn it off then. If you're bored, turn it off. Believe me, if I had a conversation with you, I'd probably be bored with you and I'd walk away. So just turn it off. Don't need to comment, just turn it off. Morning to Jason says, got you on in the background. In the background, Jason. I will not be put on in backgrounds. Please. I deserve your full attention, surely. She's doing video editing for the burlesque show at Central Station, which is every Tuesday, boys and girls, at 7 o'clock. We have a burlesque show at Central Station at the same time, same place as I do the karaoke. And it's very good, according to, I've spoken to a few people about that, actually, including my very good friend Timbo, you know, Tim Partington. He goes to karaoke nights. He says he really enjoys the burlesque show. So that's at Central Station, 7 o'clock on Tuesday nights. Thank you very much. We got the text thing working as well this morning. If you want to text in, got a mobile phone here, you can do so, 07551 259 675. It doesn't get your message read out any quicker, I just want to tell you that. It's just there. If you can't type into, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to blow my nose. Do you know, I have a good blow, a good blow and a good cough literally seconds before the camera comes to me. And I think to myself, right, that'll be all right now. And it never is. You want to hear the noise I make before I start the show? Oh dear. And it goes on and I'm coughing and I'm doing all it. And I see I've got a little countdown timer there. You're next to me, you see. And it goes down and I go, and a very good morning to you. Welcome along. It's Thursday and it's like that. Honest, if you could see what goes on in here before the camera comes to me, you'd be shocked. Yep, so there we are, the texting number 07551 259 675. Thank you very much to Simon Keane, who's asked me to pass the message on to Darren Litton. Just grab him on Twitter, Simon. He's on Twitter. Just send him a message yourself, my darling. I'll be honest with you, Simon. I don't like to be the middleman because often messages get mixed up. Do you know, sometimes it's better to speak to the person directly yourself rather than have someone in the middle. You know, give so-and-so my number. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. You'll find him on Twitter, okay? Just type in Darren Litton and you'll be able to send him a private message, which I'm sure he'll reply to, okay? Ray Reynolds, on the subject of different things that they say in America, of course, we've autumn here now. In America, it's going to be the fall. The fall. I've noticed, and I hope that doesn't happen, I've noticed people have started saying that here as well, the fall. And I you know, much that I like America, and I love America, and I love American people and all that, I don't like how we adopt their words when we've got perfectly good ones ourselves. Yeah, one of the most annoying things I get is people, high five, and they're like that. I beg your pardon? High five. Oh, you want me to shake your hand? There you go. No, high five. Well, I shake hands. Do you know what I mean? What's all that? What is all that business going on there? God's sake. And there's other bits and pieces Say for example, a cheese roll. You know, Subway. Oh, it's a cheese sub. No, it's not. It's a cheese roll. Why is it called a sub? Well, in America. Aha! Well, we're not in America, dear. This is the United Kingdom. It's a roll. It's not a sub. A sub is something what goes under the sea and blows people up with missiles. God's sake, man. It's a roll. It's a cheese roll. Thank you very much. Right, so you can send your messages through. I'll read those out. I've got a little video to show you very, very soon. Yesterday, as I say, extremely windy. I am surprised because this particular caravan is at the end, okay? So I take the full force of the wind coming across open fields here. And with that wind yesterday, you would expect the caravan to have rocked a bit, you know. What? Oh, do you know, I said this to my niece yesterday. She said, oh, I don't think, it's been a long time, so do you think you'll ever be rocked in that caravan? I said, what do you mean by that? My niece said that to me. My lovely niece that I've bought handbags and Christmas presents. She does nothing but upset me and it hurts me. It's like a knife going into my chest. It really is. But it doesn't. It doesn't. There was one point where there was a very, very slight movement yesterday. But with those winds coming across, and they must have been 50, 60, 70 mile an hour winds hitting the caravan full side on yesterday, it doesn't move. Literally, even, and it's not me, because I've got some of those, what do they call them? You know, the slat blinds, like go down like that, and you pull a cord and they all go, I don't know what they call them, slat blinds maybe, something like that. And they weren't sort of moving from side to side or anything. So it's really well anchored down, this. And on a trip to the bins yesterday, because I'm probably in the marina itself, I'm probably the one who's furthest away from all the bins. And generally people, they just chuck it in the car and drive around there. I like to walk. It's about a 5-minute walk to the bins. Okay, so after a couple of days, I got my bags of rubbish and I just walk them down to the bins, and there's usually someone there when I strike up a conversation. 2 old blokes were there, they were. One, I think he cuts the grass in the marina, and another bloke who's got a caravan on here. So I had a bit of a conversation with them. And I was saying to them, I said, these must be pretty well anchored down. He said, well, which one have you got? I said, well, mine's old. It's probably about 20, 22 years old, something like that. He said, well, if it's one of the first ones, they're actually held down with really strong chains. They're not just placed. I mean, often you go and look at caravans and it looks like they've literally just been placed on a few breeze blocks. That isn't the case. Generally, they are anchored down by special wires or chains or something like that. And that's what keeps them solid there. Trash is another word, Ray. That's right, trash. The Americans call it trash. You probably think that this programme that you're watching at the moment is trash, to be honest. Oh, yeah? Oh, so I came back to the caravan, had a bit of a sleep, and then we got up around about 4:30 after my afternoon siesta to make my way round to my sister to pick them up and for our little evening out in Skegness. I've got a little video coming up. So I'm driving out, and as I drove out, as I got to the barrier, we've got a barrier like that, okay? You know, one of those barriers. And it's terrifically windy. And Sylvie was there. Sylvie is the owner, her and her husband, of the site. And she's a wonderful lady. And she was going around. She had a bit of a cough. I said, you all right? She said, oh, yeah. She said, I just got a minor cough. And she's going around. She's got this basket on wheels, and she's delivering the post. She does this every day. All the post goes to her house, you know, which is like the main, I suppose, you know, where she lives. All the post goes there, and then she puts it in this like wheel around little wicker basket type thing and delivers it to the caravans. And she has a little chat. I suppose it's a good way of keeping an eye on everything as well. If you own a site, you want to be doing that, don't you? And I had a chat with her, and I said the same thing to her. I said, you know, that caravan just doesn't move. I expect, because I've been on Haven holidays, many Haven holidays before, and the caravan's there, the slight bit of wind, and the thing rocks. Not massively, you know, just a little bit like that, and you can feel the wind. Oh, and as you hear the wind, like that, you think, oh, just a little bit of a rock. This thing doesn't move. It's so solid. solid as a rock, bum 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 bum. But now this changes and filled me up, up, up. That's Ashford and Simpson, Solid as a Rock. Excellent song from the 1980s. So I drove past her and I went to pick up my sister and husband. And actually, it's Sharon and Martin. Martin was saying, he said, if you don't want to drive today, we'll take our car. But my car, we're there then. Do you know what I mean? So I thought we might as well take my car down there. So off we went to Skegness. We came off the main road today because my sister wanted me to show me some little villages and things as we're driving through these open fields. And up here in Lincolnshire, you have, of course, large developments of houses. And I was saying to Martin, you know, I'm not one for new houses. I mean, you go in these new developments and every house looks the same, doesn't it? It's just horrendous. Now, the young people like it. My niece has got one of those, and my nephew has got one of those with their little families, and they're quite happy with them. Not for me. I think that might be an age thing, to be honest. I don't want to live in a house that looks exactly the same as every other house along there. The same size garden, same doors, same windows, everything the same. You know, but you go through, and there are those places there's quite a few of those places in Lincolnshire, and they seem to be building more. You know, one of my friends, his name is Rob. He moved somewhere a few years ago, and he is absolutely gutted at the moment. He used to look out onto a large field. Guess what's happened? It's been sold, and at this moment they are digging up that field, and then they've now put metal posts around the outside, which presumably they're going to put some sort of fence up. But unfortunately, you know, it's the old case of the houses have to go somewhere, and no one wants them in their backyard. And I do feel, I feel sorry for him. He's absolutely gutted that this is happening right in front of his house. So he used to look onto a field. At the moment, JCB trucks digging it all up. Awful. Awful. I'd have to move if that happened to me. I mean, I'm just in a caravan here. This is not a house. Okay, I'm in a caravan here, and in front of me is a field. If that suddenly started to be, I'll be gone. That's it. No, I don't want to be here. Don't want to be here. And I think a lot of time people move out to country places because that's what they want. They want an open field or a forest or something to look out onto. That's why they move there. Interestingly enough, just down the road in Woodhall Spa, where my sister lives, there's a road, like a main road going from, what's the name of the bridge? Is it Kirkstead Bridge? It might be the Kirkstead Bridge. Okay, so you come over the river, over the bridge, and then there's a line of houses there, and over there was a park. Wasn't open fields. I think it was a park. Anyway, guess what? Yeah, that's right. It's all being dug up, and houses there. And along the other side, 4 of the houses are now for sale because people move there because they like the view, and then some bastard comes along, buys the bit of land and starts digging it all up. Awful. And my heart does go out to my friend Rob, and I sent him a message. I say, look, you have to move. You're never going to like it. You know, it's not a case, I honestly don't think, it's not a case of you're living there, wait and see what it looks like. You know what it's going to look like. You know you're not going to like it. You know it's going to be a load of houses. You don't know who's going to live there. It'll be more noisy and all that. You can understand it. Little families moving in with little children, and they make noise. That's how it is. What can you do about it? Nothing. You need to move. You need to move somewhere else where you will be happy again, and hopefully the same thing won't happen. But my money's on the fact that people have done this before. I bet some people have moved 2 or 3 times only to have the same thing happen 2 or 3 times. But as I say, the houses need to go somewhere. No one wants it in their backyard. And if you don't get it behind you in the time that you're on this planet, then you're very lucky. You know, I mean, if you really want to be cut off from the world, and I've thought of this before. You know, you want to go to somewhere like perhaps the Highlands of Scotland or somewhere like that. Get yourself a little house on the edge of a mountain or something. Although hopefully you won't get blown off like that poor lady in the caravan, dear. Oh my word. Anyway, so we're going through these little places, and now and again you come across a couple of houses there, and then lots more countryside, and then another 4 houses there, and it's lovely. just tiny little villages. There's no shops, and you would need a car, I suppose, to live in any of these places. You couldn't just. There's no like, you know, Tesco's Express or Sainsbury's Home Base or anything like that to look. You know, you couldn't walk to any of these. There's nowhere to walk to. You'd have to have, it's like a 20-minute journey to a car to the nearest, you know, local co-op, or even further if you want a big supermarket like a Lidl or an Aldi or something like that, wouldn't you? So that's it. Paul Mosley says on the subject of caravans, they do indeed look like they're on breeze blocks, like the one where we were in. Yeah, well, they are on breeze blocks, Paul. Those, when you see a caravan, it looks like it's on breeze blocks. They are. They are breeze blocks or bits of concrete, but they are also anchored to like a large slab of concrete generally underneath. So you should be okay, except in a hurricane. Can you just imagine being in a hurricane and suddenly being blown off somewhere? Oh, God's sake. Good morning to Wendy Young. Morning, Wendy. Joanna's there. Good morning, Joanna. Welcome to the show, Joanna. You're talking about Lincolnshire. Yes, we are. We are. It's just a beautiful place. I don't think my friend's in Lincolnshire. Let me see if I can find out where he is. I don't think he's... I think he's sort of Oxfordish way. Let me see if I can find where he is. His name's Rob. And, oh yeah, there he is now. Look at that. He's put another picture up this morning. Oh, look at this. Yeah, look, this is... He posted this a few hours ago. Absolutely devastated with how much of the countryside has already been destroyed within the space of 2 weeks. Just been over the fields with Toto and Cassie, I think they might be his dogs, and all my hard work to get them there with promises of beautiful open land which starts outside the kitchen window is now a building site. Oh, God. They are even driving metal poles around the outside of our field, because it's not his field, but you know what I mean, our field, to begin fencing it off. I can officially declare I no longer live in one of the last two houses of town, but I live in Chippenham. So so that's become part of Chippenham, I suppose. You can't stop progress. This really has broken my heart. It's so sad. It's just awful, that is, you know, but he'll have to move, because you won't be able to stop it, I'm afraid, Rob, you know. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Wendy's mum lives down here in Lincolnshire as well. She's going to have to come and visit. Yes, you will come and visit your mummy, Wendy. So, as I say, we're driving through these little country bits, and eventually we got to Skegness, and we parked the car. Always, if you want to go to Skegness, go at night. You know, there won't be any ice cream places open or anything like that, though, as you'll see in the film in a moment. And you can park. It's free parking in certain car parks after 6 o'clock. So, which, I mean, I don't know how much it would cost anyway. Probably about £5 in Skegness, something like that. All the lights were on and all that business. We had something to eat. Anyway, let's show you the film there. Here's a little film we made of our trip last night to Skegness. Here we are, all ready for our little trip. We've already had dinner at this point. I had baked beans and chips, they had a kebab, and we went on our search for an ice cream. But, unfortunately, after visits to many, many different ice cream places, not one was found. We were sure that we would find an ice cream somewhere, but look, every single one of them was closed. Such disappointment. What's that growing on my head there? Such disappointment. Look, all the different ice creams we could have had, except nothing was open. Now here, I'm conning you a bit here. They're all closed, not a single ice cream anywhere. You thought I had one then, didn't you? But no, nothing. Very, very disappointing. Anyway, we went to a rock shop and I bought my mate a selection of different rocks, all very, very strange flavours, I must say. And then Martin won some tickets on a machine, about 7 tickets. So we decided to try and change up 7 tickets to see what he could get. Look. Let's do a trial
transaction. Scene first, and I need the barcode to scan. Oh, right. So one on the end that says ticket station.
Hey, look at that! Look! Electric trains. Electric trains. All he's got there literally is about 8 tickets. Usually you'd go up to that counter with like, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 of them to get a price, but they offered him a packet of wine gums. Never mind. Finally, we had a little look at the lights in Skegness and a little bit more of a walk around. And a very, very nice evening indeed. Finishing off a little bit of a late night shopping in Aldi. Our night at Skegness. Oh yeah, that's our little evening out last night. That bloke behind, he must have been killing himself laughing. Literally, usually you get these tickets that out of the machine, and people go up with them of hundreds and thousands of tickets, and they choose, I don't know, a toy or something. My brother-in-law went up with about 8 tickets. Good morning to Right Side Up. He's watching on the Vaughan Live this morning. Paul says those tickets in arcades are a right rip-off. Oh, God, yeah. You need hundreds of them to get anything decent. I think they had a Hoover on display or something like that. Was it a Hoover? Or a microwave? I can't remember the exact item now, but it was something like 30,000 tickets that you need for one of these. I mean, you'd be saving up for years to buy that. Years. I don't know. Wendy reckons she loves Skegness. She couldn't live there. Well, it's probably all right this time of the year, Wendy, but you don't want to be there at the height of the summer. Oh, my God, you've never seen so many thousands of people there that gather around all the fair rides. But as you saw from the video there was nothing open last night, nothing. No fair rides, no ice cream shops. And we'll be good. There's a lovely fish and chip shop, but I'll have to show you a little bit more of that next time. And you go up these steps. Now, what's it called? I think it's got pirates. I think it's got pirates inside it, but you get a decent sized meal. A really decent sized meal. I can't remember if I mentioned, because I can't hear the audio when I pay you out a video, but I had this like little long, it was a polystyrene thing, you know, long thing like that with chips, and she put the beans all on top. Absolutely delicious. Now, where do you get that? Usually, and I said this to the bloke behind there, when the woman, she was pouring the beans on, the bloke come and took the money. I don't know, it was £2.50 or something like that. She put all the beans on top. I said, oh, I can't believe you're doing it. That is fantastic. Usually, quite often, you go into a place and you order baked beans as a side order, and they come in the tiniest little china thing you've ever seen in your life. I mean, how much does it cost to give someone a proper portion of beans? Tiny little thing like that, and you can't row with them. Oh, well, that's the portion. Well, I won't be coming back there then, mate, will I? Look at that place the other week. A couple of weeks ago. Do you remember that? Have I still got the photo? No, I haven't. So I had a veggie burger and some chips, and this plate came over. Well, the food was all right. There's about 7 chips on the plate. Where's the bloody chips, dear? Where's the chips? Ow. And this this young lad, he said, well, that's a portion. I said, well, it's not a very big portion, is it? Anyway, I posted on their Facebook wall, didn't even bother replying. How rude. How rude. Paul says in Weston-super-Mare, 5,000 tickets for a crappy ceramic bell. Which would have cost you about £50 to get it. Oh yeah, easily. And plus you've got to win the tickets. You don't always get the tickets out. You've got to win them. They don't come automatically. Wendy, my mum and stepdad had a fish and chip shop in Skegness for years. I know the place well. Couldn't live there. Well, I mean, it's all right walking around. There are some people who look... The great unwashed unemployed are walking around a lot there. I do notice that. I have to say, I'm always a little bit funny going in arcades and places like that. I always think someone's going to grab my wallet or my phone in an arcade. Anyone else feel like that? Certainly. After we had our little walk looking around for the non-existent ice cream shops, so we had to go to McDonald's, of all places. McDonald's, and get an ice cream in there. Now, I had an ice cream in McDonald's. Now, I think it was the Clapham one, actually, years ago, and I didn't like it. It had little ice crystals in it. I don't know what, something had obviously gone wrong with it, but I just assumed that all McDonald's ice creams were like that. And I haven't had one of those for years. And Martin kept saying, go on, have one in there. He said, I bet you like it. I won't like it because I've had one before. And my sister reckons you must have had a rogue ice cream. A rogue ice cream. So we went in there and we had one. I mean, McDonald's, you say what you want. They're reasonably priced, aren't they? I think I bought an ice cream for myself, one for Martin, and one for my sister, and I think that was about £3.20 altogether for all that. And I had the thing in the tub. Now, be warned here, because they've got two size tubs. On the picture, one looks massive and the other looks normal. Incorrect. But incorrect. What it is one is a normal one and one is half that size. Don't be ordering the small one. Look, where's it gone? You've eaten it, mate. Just order the one that looks large is actually a normal sized one. It's not that big. You know, it'd be big enough. It would be big enough to have, but that's it. So I had one of those. I had a Galaxy ice cream, and my brother, see, he shouldn't eat all this. He's diabetic. And there's certain things he don't eat, but he's not too strict with it, I must say. And he was going on about his numbers. I don't really understand diabetic numbers. I'm fortunate enough not to have diabetes. It's something that worries me, diabetes. I wouldn't want to be putting needles in myself, which reminds me, I must get my weight. I haven't weighed myself this week, so I must try that again. I've got to get this weight back under control soon. So it was nice. Right side up says, you keep cheating on food, not right. Yes, you're right. Oh, sorry, you keep getting cheated on food. Yes, not in that chip shop, though. They were decent portions in there. That restaurant we went to the other week, I don't know if you saw the show right side up, but I showed you a picture of the chips. Let me see if it's still on the... I don't think it's still on the system. I can't really... If I do something now, that might all go off, so I better not do that. So I had this ice cream at McDonald's, and it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. It was fine. So I must have, as my sister said, I must have had a rogue ice cream. I quite like that, a rogue ice cream. And then after that, then we went back to the arcade, and we played bingo. How blooming marvellous was that? That was some bloke on its own, number one. He sounded really bored. I bet he's in that little box for hours calling out the numbers. Anyway, so I sat down and there were 3 cards. You know, there were the ones with the different coloured numbers and you flick across the little shutters, don't you? You put your money in. So I'm watching this woman trying to, get an idea of how it works. And then it came to the end of the game. So I'm shouting over to her. I said, excuse me, when you put the money in, how does that work? I said, do you have to push that button to it? And she didn't. I don't think she could hear me. Probably as deaf as a post here. But the bloke who was calling the numbers heard me. He said, yeah, no worries, mate. Just put your money in and flick across your numbers. He said, if you miss it, don't worry because I'll tell you if you've won. So that's good, isn't it? Or is it? So this is all... It's very clever. All these bingo things seem to talk to some computer, and he's got a screen up there. And although he's reading the numbers out and they're coming up on the screen, he must have something else there that tells him when someone's won. So you don't actually have to call out even. You just know. And I thought to myself, well, what's the bloody point in sitting here? You know, you might as well give the bloke, there you go, there's 10 quid. Can you play as many games as you want and I'll come back for the winnings later? There's no point in being there, is there? So I put my pound in and I had 3 cards to play. I just about managed with 3 and off it went, 1 and 6, sweet 16. Oh, that's probably inappropriate now, isn't it? I'm surprised no one's... Oh, you can't say that. That's really inappropriate, saying that you fancy people who are 16. Someone would have come out with that, some lefty idiot, wouldn't they? Anyway, so dinner. On its own, Kelly's Eye, number 1. They don't do Maggie's Dead anymore, do they? Anyway, up, 6 and 9, 69. You're clicking all these off. And I came so close, and my sister a few times, but we didn't win. I played 2 whole pounds worth of bingo cards. I loved it. I've got to say, I absolutely loved it, sitting there, flicking these things across, and you could see other people doing it as well. And the winnings, I don't know if the winnings were tickets or money. I think the winnings were money. I think it was money. You won money back somehow. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I didn't see the woman win. I saw her win, but I don't see what she got. So I played a couple of quid's worth, and my sister, I think, played a couple of quid's worth. And that was it, really. And we came out, and then we went into a shop, which is where I bought the rock. You saw the rock there. My mate wanted a selection of different rocks, so that's what I bought. And there's all strange flavours there, those rocks. Fish and chip flavour, cheeseburger flavour. You've got the normal aniseed and strawberry and raspberry. There's some very, very strange flavours rocks. Pizza flavour. There's a pizza flavoured rock. I kid you not. Kebab flavour. All these different flavoured rocks. I bought 10 of those, which cost, I think that was £4 for about 10 sticks of rocks. So I give those to my mate when I see him at the weekend. And got in the car and come home. And a thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyable evening. A thoroughly enjoyable evening. And we often have these conversations in the car now. It's like free pensioners on a night out. And to think that only like 10 years or so ago, you know, my whole week was looking for... Actually, it's longer than 10 years. 2019, say 17 years ago, my entire week would be spent looking forward to going out on Saturday night to a rave and getting completely off my head with all my mates and hopefully picking up someone for the night. What a difference. Now I'm down Skegness playing bingo and it's all over at 9:30. And I said, as we were walking past a club there, walking past a club in Skegness, and it says open Saturdays 12 till 4, don't open till midnight. And I'm saying to Martin and my sister, I said, look at that. I said, we could have gone there, but it don't open till 12. And my sister she says, oh no, I'm in bed by then. When I think about it, again, going back 17 years, I never used to get into this club until 3:30 in the morning. It used to open, it was a club called Trade at Turnmills. The club's gone, the building's even gone. It used to open at it was either 3:30 or 4:30 in the morning it used to open, and we'd be dancing till 1 in the afternoon. Now, I see a nightclub, 12 to 4, and I could just see me and my sister and my brother-in-law going in there on a Saturday night at 12. God, would we look out of place or what? I bet you don't dare go up to the DJ. Have you got any ABBA, mate? How funny. Paul says, did you see the fake shops? Oh, hang on, just a moment now. Clare, congratulations to Clare. I've reached my Slimming World target, 8 stone, 7 pounds last night. Congratulations, Clare. Well done, my darling. That's really good. Fantastic news. Well done, Clare. Now, see how you do sticking to it. I found it incredibly hard to stick to my weight. It's going up and down a bit and up and down a bit. At the moment, you know, it's a little bit out of control at the moment. I will get that back. I will get that back. Good morning to Joanna. Welcome, Joanna. Paul says, did you see the fake shops in Skegness, like a fake Starbucks? Costa Coffee? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't know where they are. Maybe they've changed them. I don't know. Generally, these big conglomerates and organisations, they never see the bloody funny side of anything, do they? You know, they won't see that. Oh, that's funny. Look, they're taking the mick out of our name. No, they will say, oh, that's terrible. And they come down on them, take them to court and all that business. No, change your name and all that. They never see the funny side of things. And we've got to protect our trade. Oh, please do us a favour. Well, who wants a cup of Starbucks? Nasty, watered-down coffee and tea. Anyway, actually, they do a decent cup of tea, Starbucks. I will say that, but it's all watered down and all that. Colin says, I've got type 2 diabetes and on tablets, no needles. Yes, I gather that. Some people don't need to needle themselves or inject themselves. Some of it's controllable with tablets, isn't it? Wendy says, how boring winning money. Or it'd be nice to win a link game at a bingo, wouldn't it? £25,000, dear. Do they allow you to carry? I bet they don't allow you to carry that home. They do a bank transfer. You can imagine people will be waiting outside for you, Wendy. Right side up, top of the hour, I have to run. Cheerio, right side up, have a nice day. Thanks for watching our little show there, okay? Claire, I won a Wonder Mug woman with 500 tickets at Whitstable, great fun. 500 tickets, blimey. Morning to Tony Carroll, who is in New Zealand. Himitangi Beach. Himitangi, what a great name for a place. Himitangi. Love it, Tony. Adrian was trained as a Bible reading class because you are concentrating so hard for so long. What happened there? I don't know. I wasn't looking at the messages, which is always a good thing. It's never a good idea to watch messages while you're telling a story. Wendy will tell you. That's what I used to do that when I first started doing the live shows, and it throws you completely. It absolutely throws you completely doing that. Anyway, well done, Claire. So that was our day yesterday, and as I say, you know, we went past these two coaches. Quite honestly, I thought someone was going to try and push us onto the coach. Come on, you old dears, get on there. It was like a pensioner's day out. I'm 55, and my brother-in-law's 55 as well, and my sister's 52. Well, we're not quite there, are we? But you can see where we're coming from. We had a laugh a minute last night. We really did. Right, let's just check text. No text this morning. Oh, that's a surprise. Usually I get a text or two in. Never mind. So I'm going to probably watch the show later on and then send in a text a little bit later too. Good. Right, what have I got to read you to today? I've told you about the poor lady who lost her life, didn't she? When she was blown off the cliff yesterday. It's just dreadful, that is. What's the time anyway? How are we doing on time? 47. Okay. This is good news for the UK as a whole, for Britain as a whole, and people as a whole. You know, people's lives and all that. Because there's an article in this morning's Sun, fagtastic, it says, only 1 in 10 Brits will be smokers in 5 years' time. And numbers have dropped by 1 million since 2014. So that's good news, isn't it? I think possibly one of the best things a government has ever done was to ban smoking in public places. Now, I used to smoke a long, long time ago. Not recently. We're going back here 27 years. I gave up 27 years ago. But I used to smoke, and can I tell you, I didn't like to used to like working in places that was, and some of these places were incredibly smoky. You know, the door would open. You must remember being on a train platform, perhaps. You know where they have their little waiting rooms? I remember this at school. I used to smoke in the sixth form at school. You know, not in the school, but, you know, going to and from school. And you'd get on the train station, a bit chilly, you know, because it was colder in the 70s. It was colder in the winter in the 70s, and it went on for a long time, the coldness. And there'd be this waiting room and a thick fog outside, and you'd open the door and this clouds of smoke would pour out of this waiting room, and I hated it. Even though I smoked, I hated being there because you just couldn't get away from it. So I think that's one of the best things a government has ever done to ban smoking in public places. Only 1 in 10 people will smoke in 5 years, health officials now estimate. Public Health England, this is in this morning's Sun, said smoking rates among adults are expected to fall from the current level of 14.9% by 2023. The number of smokers in England has fallen by more than 1 million since 2014, it added. So that is really good news. I mean, it's not just good news for the fact on a personal level that you are less likely to get something like lung cancer or heart problems, right? But also on the side of the government and money, where the NHS, you know, it costs them a fortune to have to deal with someone with lung cancer or a heart operation or something like that. They are saving money there themselves from not having to do these things. And of course, you are saving your life if you've given up cigarettes. And, you know, I mean, I've heard the argument before where people say, oh, well, my granddad has been smoking for 80 years and he's not died of lung cancer. Well, he's lucky. He or she are lucky. You're very lucky not to have died of something if you've got to that age and not died. You really are. You're not the norm. So that argument really doesn't exist. And, you know, even if you know, oh, well, I know 3 people that have been smoking since they were 16 years old. They're now 80 and they're still running around. I bet they ain't. I bet they ain't. When they go up sets of stairs, which is not to be laughed at. Not to be laughed at. But it's a good thing what they've done here. It says here, there's a little story here. Kyle, 53, quit his 35-year, 20-a-day habit with the aid of e-cigarettes. PHC, what's PHC then? Oh, they do that, don't they? PHC, it comes as PHE launched its annual... What's PHE? I hate that when they put an abbreviation and they don't tell you what it is. Anyway, this year, PHC is offering an online personal quit plan to help smokers find the support to help them pack it in. Stress and boredom are the main reasons teens give for smoking. So there we are. So that is a bit of really good news, isn't it? With the whole smoking thing there. I really think it is. Adrian says there are less smokers, but there are much more drugs being used, which is not good because it causes more problems. Yeah, well, I don't think so much. And there's a lot more smokers than drug takers, I think, Adrian. You will, of course, if you're in the city, then I think you see more of that sort of thing going on, you know, the drugs and what have you. Good morning to Jason Alexander, who's having a coffee and a fag. Do you know what I really need to do? Go and have... Do you mind if I go and have some of my asthma thing? I've got a little bit of a cough this morning. What's it? No, I don't. Actually, no. Well, no. I'll finish up in a couple of minutes anyway, so I'll put out with it. But I'm a bit... Can you hear? I should bring that thing in here with me, really. Maybe I should take up smoking again. I'll be better then. Hello to Ben. Good morning, Ben. PHE, Public Health England. Thank you, Ben. You see, you are more into... Most people on here, I have to tell you, Ben, are more intelligent than me. You haven't got to tell me that. As in case is indeed the case with you, Ben. So thank you very much. PHE is Public Health England, who's supposed to look at us all, look after us all. Tony Carroll is 54 in October on the 4th. Ah, Tony, you'll be able to come to one of our nights out in Skegness, my friend. Perhaps we should all have a night out here or something. I don't know. We could all sit around. We could go to the bingo place en masse, couldn't we? Bingo place en masse and take over. Oh, I think that's an excellent idea, really do. Bye-bye, Wendy. Wendy's off and on her way. Bye-bye, Wendy. Colin Thompson. Good morning, Colin. Oh, Colin, my friend Colin. Down in London for a King William reunion. Friday night starts at 5, all in bed by 11. Hopefully be nice to see you. Colin, I'm in Central Station on Friday night. 8:30 till midnight. I don't know if you can make it down there. The only thing is I will be working during the karaoke. So, I mean, I can come down for about 2 minutes in between a couple of songs and have a little chat with you. It'd be lovely to see you. Absolutely lovely. Colin Thompson is one of the managers I worked with when I was a DJ before I was doing the karaoke. As you know, I've given up almost all the DJing now. I just got bored with it. I do kind of do like DJing on Saturday night, but to be honest, it's more hosting rather than DJing. And I got bored with it, but fortunately I reinvented myself and I started doing karaoke, which I absolutely love. Anyway, Colin, I worked with him in a few venues. The Black Cap, Penny Farthing. Wasn't there another one, Colin? I think it was another place as well that I can't remember. And he's just such a wonderful, hilarious, what I would call a people's manager of a pub rather than a company manager. He'd be down in the bar getting drunk with everyone else and making everyone feel welcome. A proper old-fashioned manager. And we got on like a house on fire. We had such a laugh. Wasn't with him for very long, probably just a few months altogether, you know, in the various different places, because I don't think he had a permanent position. He was kind of a relief manager. So now and again I work with him there. Was it the Bridge in Putney that I worked with you as well? I can't remember, but we are going back here 18 years now, and I haven't seen him for about 18 years. He was such a laugh. Colin, it would be lovely to see you. How long are you here for? Friday night. You're in for 5 days. Or is it just the one day? Yeah, Friday, Saturday I'm working. And then Sunday I'm coming back here because I've got a holiday in Yorkshire next week. which I'm looking forward to. It would be lovely to see you for a couple of minutes anyway. All right, starts at 5. See, if I was to go down there earlier, I've got nowhere to park the damn car around that area, have I? At that time of the day, unfortunately, Colin. Ah, what a shame. I'd love to come up to Scotland and see you at some point or something like that. Diabetes. Did I see something about diabetes here? I got rid of my type 2 diabetes from diet. Well done, Tony. That's saying something, but you've got to be careful all the time. I think once you've got it, is that right? You have got to be careful all the time with the diabetes. Colin's going to come. Oh, please. Excellent, Colin. Colin's going to come down and see us at Central Station on Friday night. 8:30 to midnight is when we're there Friday. All right. Oh, it'd be lovely to see you, mate. It really would. And if you've changed that much, please just say hello. And say, hello, I'm Colin. I bet you've still got that face, and that happy, smiling face. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Thomas. I'm glad you're enjoying the show this morning. Oh, you're opening a bar. You're here for a week. See, I'm here Friday and Saturday. And Saturday night, after work Saturday night, I come back up here Saturday night. And then from here, I go to Yorkshire on Monday morning. So you're down here at and it's a shame, Colin, because usually I've got a couple of nights free during the week, and I could have met up with you, but there we are. Sorry about that. Never mind. Good morning to Mamadou. I'll see you Friday anyway. Really look forward to that. Really look forward to seeing you Friday. Hello to Mamadou. She's watching. And good morning to Angela Walters, who says, I think you should have a night out and people from overseas call in, video your friends. So 6 of your friends and 6 internationals all sitting round a table having drinks. Well, I don't drink, Angela. You know, I'll be on the cups of tea, won't I? Angela is very, very intelligent. I can tell that, Angela. You look like you're about as intelligent as me. Is that right? All righty. Let's do today's birthdays then. Happy birthday this morning to my very good friend, Dany Davis. He was doing some radio a while ago. He's had a bit of a bad year. I think he lost his nan. I think it was your nan you lost earlier on this year, wasn't it? So happy birthday to you, Dany. All right, have a nice day there. I'm sorry about your nan still. I know it takes a long time to get over anything like that. Happy birthday, Dany. Dany Alexis. Good morning, Dany. And he's raising money for autism. Often on the Facebook thing, you can choose if you want to raise money instead of getting presents. And he's raising money for autism. Dany Alexis is his name. If you want to look him up, just go on my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Go for my friends. Look at Dany Alexis, and you might want to donate something towards his money, raising money for autism. He's raised £125 over 150 quid so far. So that's well good. Well done, Dany. Happy birthday to Sarah Moore, 41 years old today. Paula Cope. Good morning, Paula. 41 years old today. Happy birthday, Paula. Shane Balcom is a young 24 years old today. Louis Martins is 27 years old today. We've got a lot of birthdays today. Jackie, sometimes you have like 2 birthdays and other times a lot, 20. Jackie Dannett today is 40 years old. Rain Casella, good morning, happy birthday. James Bates, who I haven't heard from some time. Good morning, James, happy birthday to you. Christopher Charles Out, happy birthday. Frederick Chris Morrissey. Savvas Tassatala. And Scott Boomer Kennedy is Scott, 37 years old today. How did that happen? Happy birthday to you, my darlings, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. On this, what is the date again? Thursday, September the 20th, 2018. Thomas says, learn something every show you do. Yeah, I wish I could learn, Thomas. I was no good learning at school. No, I was not really academic at all. If you show me how to do something, then I can probably do it afterwards. What I can't do is sit down with a book and follow instructions. Are you any good? You know what I mean? Especially furniture packs. Oh, Christ. What do they say? You know those stupid diagrams they bring out now, don't they? Instead of getting a list of instructions of whatever. Maybe it's a piece of furniture to put together or an electrical product or something. They've got these stupid diagrams, haven't they? And there might be a picture of something with a cross. And well, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. And the times I've put stuff together, only to have to put it together, even the Lego. Even Lego, I'm into Lego at the moment. And you look at that sometimes and you're thinking, well, no, actually, that's a lie. The Lego stuff is actually not bad. It takes a while. And sometimes there might be a picture of something and there'll be an arrow like that and an arrow like that. And we say, well, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Some idiot, has sat in an office somewhere. Oh, yeah, they know what that means. Well, we don't. We don't. I was no good at school. Listening to the worst one was the history teacher. Miss Dwayne, she was. Evil bitch. She was just horrible. And she was lazy. She was bloody lazy. And I never liked her. And she would stand there. There wouldn't be a lesson. It would basically be, okay, read 2 chapters of this tonight. That's your homework. And then I'll ask you questions about it tomorrow. That was the basis of all her history lessons. They were goddamn boring. That's not teaching, is it? She was so boring. She really was. And she was horrible. She was horrible. But I couldn't learn from a book. I couldn't read a book and then, right, I understand how to do that now. Perhaps that's why I was so crap at maths. And see, this is the thing. And I was crap at maths. I got an E. If it's A, B, C, D, E, unclassified. Right? And I got E. I didn't have a clue. Protractors and triangle things and algebra. Of what use has that been to me in life? But I can tell you where every penny of mine goes when it comes to money. Teach us some useful stuff, not stuff we're never going to use. How many of us are going to go and fly in planes? Why have you taught everyone how to fly a plane with the trigonometry when most people, 99% of us, are never going to use that? Waste of time it is. Let's just go back a little bit, read some more of your messages, and then we'll go. Thomas says, I missed the show. Well, you've missed the live show, Thomas, but you can always watch the recording if you want. The recording always goes up straight afterwards. You can find that at youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Sometimes it's not immediate. You might have to wait 20 minutes or so, but then it'll appear, okay? So youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, and you'll find the latest show there. If I just finished and it's not come up, then just give it a little while and it comes up because I do some sort of processing and all that business, all right? So youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK if you can never be there for the live shows. Unfortunately, on Vaughan, the live shows don't seem to go on there as recordings when they finished. So simply, as I say, go to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, and you'll find the latest show on all there always, all right? And you can watch it live on there as well if you want to. Good morning to John Parrish. You're a bit late this morning, John. We're nearly finished, mate. What time do you call this? 10:20? Dear me. Come on, chop, chop, keep up with the rest of us. Paul says he learned something in every show too. Thomas is very good at DIY. Oh, I wish I was, Thomas. My brother-in-law's really good at that stuff. He's one of those people, probably like yourself, Thomas, who can sit there. He might have a job to do. Now, let me think. What could it be? Changing the alternator on a Land Rover. And he'd type that into YouTube. Change alternator. And up will come a video and show you. He will watch that and then he'll do it. Wow. I bet you can do that. I can't do that. Can't do that. Funny, isn't it, really? We're all able to do something. It's finding what you're good at. And then you're kind of, there you go. I've yet, at 55 years old, I'm yet to find what I'm good at, but I'm sure it will come at some point. All right. Thomas has got an electronic engineering background, have you? Wow, I mean, that's clever in itself. I mean, we're all programming and all that. What's all that programming about? All those little letters and symbols. I don't know what it all does. I just turn on a computer and it works. Thank God for that. Thomas always repairs things. It saves him a lot of money. Of course it does. Of course it does. My brother-in-law saves an absolute fortune being able to fix things. Sometimes for a few pennies where you'd be paying someone a couple of £100 to go out and do it, wouldn't you? Can you change all the fluids in your car? I have done that before, actually, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that I can't be bothered, John. I can't be bothered. No, I'll just take it to the garage, get it done there. You know, it's another 200 quid gone. But yeah, I could probably change the fluids in my car, yes. All right. Apparently on Vaughan Live, they keep the video for 24 hours, yeah. Well, if you go on my YouTube thing, Thomas, youtube.com/Chris Whitney UK, if you go on there, you see all the shows going right the way back, right, years. They're all on there. There's about like 1,000 shows. That'll keep you entertained for a while, won't it? You'll soon get fed up with me anyway. Most people get fed up with me after a while. The difference is on YouTube, they can't sack me. I just carry on. What are you good at? Exactly, Thomas. Nothing, I'm afraid. Schematics. All right. That's it today, boys and girls. Thanks very much. Thank you, Thomas. I'm making him laugh. That's what I like to do. I like to get people to think a bit and perhaps have a little bit of a laugh. And, you know, it's funny. Sometimes you've got to be open to a bit of entertainment rather than just sit there and criticise. I saw... I do a lot of tweeting now as well. I reply to tweeting things. My Twitter is twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK. I'm on there as well, right? Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK is my Twitter. So I've started to join in on the Twitter thing a little bit more now, and I try to have a little bit of a laugh, and I just speak my mind on there, you know. Nothing offensive, hopefully. Nothing ever offensive. I hope I'm not offensive. Some people do see stuff as offence sometimes when no offence was intended. And to me, that's their problem and not mine or anyone else's. But it was someone on there pulling apart a programme, what was it? The Bodyguard, saying that, oh, it's not true to life and this wouldn't happen. Well, that doesn't matter. It's a bloody story, for Christ's sake. It's a programme. It's not a documentary. It's a story. And there, I think it was The Guardian. I think it was that awful, the newspaper, The Guardian. Oh, talk about lefty trash in there, dear. Do me a favour. And they're pulling this programme apart. You know, oh, that wouldn't happen and that wouldn't happen. It's a story. Why can't you just sit there and allow yourself to be entertained without pulling the damn thing apart? You're missing out on so much when you're sitting there like criticising something. I don't know, like Star Trek, perhaps, where, oh, well, there's no such thing as a warp drive and all this business. It doesn't matter. It's a bloody story, dear. Why can't people just allow themselves to sit there and be entertained by something going on in front of them rather than criticising it and, oh, that's not right and that's, oh, do me a favour. Do me a favour. Yeah, see, there's Thomas. It's a movie. Good morning, Capital Tyres. Christ, you're late, mate. You're late there. Very, very late. Anyway, we're going to disappear here, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much for joining us. I might try out a swimming pool today. There's a swimming pool up there in Horncastle. So I'll see where I get to after I've just summarised the show for those that watch the recording. And I might try the swimming pool up in Horncastle today. Have a lovely day, boys and girls. Thanks very much for joining us on the show. And I'll see you again, hopefully, at some time tomorrow morning. Cheerio now.